na we are sure say you mudu do na no your quotations maako bi a yenim anase bi akenkan ewo the book of Ecclesiastes. Enti yebebo modern say bosome ewo yenim no de ebetime awie book no, and as 4 weeks ewo yenim no we will be able to finish the book, and we will be able to understand a lot of things and knowledge that we can get from the wise man. Nimde kaka yesu benya ade afi onyansafo no honom. The book of Ecclesiastes has 12 chapters. Eti yachechemu eti maako edumienu. Na unlike most of the Bible books no, say Bible books ni bi sitie no, Ecclesiastes na shada antesa say where say oh no chapter by chapter study a on shada antesa ye, because sene nipa na ochichi otwo kata no the way a osidi ni nkomo no and the way our chapters so we are not going to have our discussion on chapter by chapter. Send a chapter 18 or 18 city. Chapter 1, chapter 2, verse 13. Now chapter 2, verse 14. Because of how outline of the book is it here. Now, Eddie kind of share the book of Ecclesiastes. Yaka Ecclesiastes are chinika or senka now. Say and I said, AC etie. Kasa Ecclesiastes no ayehuno enye English. It's not an English word. The Ecclesiastes is a Latin word. A Latin kasa. And they find Ecclesiastes. Now. Okay. I some control. Okay. Send you know Bible no in Aramaic and Hebrews and Greek. Now Greek as I had the Ecclesiastes no, and Greek the meaning of the Ecclesiastes they can kuhelek. Sa kasa no asie say ubia oye osenka for a preacher. Sa na kasa no etie. Eti the Ecclesiastes no say obi a oye preacher na wo Greek kasemu no ye be can Ecclesiastes but we no instead of c no e be k mienu, but in Latin we write it as Ecclesiastes, ECCLE. That's how we go by it. Now kasa yenya sa Ecclesiastes ni free mo no, we get it from the word ecclesia. Ecclesia means a group of people. We can ecclesia enkofo ya to yensa afre omo. Another word we can say a church. But what you say ecclesia is a church. Moses is you be afa Christ asafo no one. That I used to say church meaning the ecclesia. It is ecclesia asafo na say assembly enkofo a etwa ahia. Say obi Ecclesiastes obi or address a church. Okasa e de kire asafo and say enkofo a etwa ahia honomo. It will obey a preacher. In other words, a preacher is an Ecclesiastes. Obi a oye sempakani no, oye Ecclesiastes, and also oye osenkafo. It is the main English word that a speaker before assembly. But Bible no umuyusu the word Ecclesiastes the Latin word a speaker before an assembly. And edema a krata no ye wonema bebre ye be hunu e wo krata ye mu na ye beti nema bebre ase a very very interesting book se wusua you understand a lot of things the din kan no ye nti ase se sa Ecclesiastes na atwi nika osenkafo no ase kire se obi a okasa kire edom anase ogia edom anim na oma information oka message tamani yesua the preacher and his work no. We spoke a lot about the work of a preacher and someone who speaks before a congregation or a group of people. Now, let's look at the author and the date. After the book of Ecclesiastes, wine and a choye. We are sure saying that in the book of choye. You name say Solomon and the author of the book. But there are a lot of some few contention. If you don't say Bible no money pakwa or choye no edin. Okay, Bible now money pakwa or training it is some few contention. That means in as much as we are learning it now, yes, and I will say we will try to find out the truths of the writer, at least we can have a lot of truths about say Solomon and the church. There are some information we can have about the writer. The Bible mentions that the Ocho Katano, son of David, Yakai chapter 1 verse 1. Chapter 1 verse 1.
David ba osenkafo di hini Jerusalem.
So the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. We know and some few information David ba David man be brave or maybe so mudi in Jerusalem. There are a lot of contents and the moon and a choice. But as you go on, there are some other evidence. Chapter 1, I say he was the king of Jerusalem. When you read the book, what kind of book now? It is a book, no. Nyansa sem can be brave. Nyansa sem can be a lot of wisdom in the book, and because of the wisdom, a portray done from the book, no. It is very clear that we can attribute the book to Solomon because it has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. Musia chapter 1 verse number 16. After so, when you read the book, you know that the writer of the book made a lot of extensive projects. In history, no, Israel Jerusalem, no. It was only David who had a lot of words and made a lot of projects. David no na uwoska kesia udi Israel sona we project akesia. Sorry, Solomon. So it's one of the evidence attribute to the book to Solomon. Now there are other very important things. Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes, in the chapter, Solomon can say book name or the writer says something. Say why Japan ni people were na chino where ohini Jimmy for okay history in the book of First Kings 4:32 Solomon wu ye no if you want no Israel muchem you know the northern and the southern kingdom. Okay, the obedi David ba obedi the northern kingdom no na oye hiani because no akoda efiase ewo Egypt. Solomon kai kisa say na chino do oba no why Japan oba no be hiani wa be di na de wonim so we nyanse na so be Jimmy for. And according to history no na onye obi a na oye obu oman ni eyiye like una only much wisdom. But there's one important thing I want us to look at it. The book contains a lot of proverbs. Emebuo kese edodo ewo eyimu pa. Yankan chapter 12 verse number 9. Chapter 12 verse number 9.
Verse 9. Now so the eka ho a wosenkafo no yemu nyansafo no. O kire o man ni nimde aka ho. Na wakari na opepe mu. Na obubu emme bebre.
Osna obubu emme bebre. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yes, he pounded and sought out and set in order many proverbs. In the book of Ecclesiastes, say the preacher, chapter 1 verse 1, no, say he gave a lot of proverbs. Yansha Bible ni mo why na why kasa fan say na a lot of the book of First Kings chapter 4 verse number 32. Yeah, verse 29. First Kings chapter 4 verse number 29.
First Kings chapter 4
verse number 29.
Verse 29.
Yeah,
na Onyankopon ma Solomon nyansa eni hunumu bebre.
Yeah, so in Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse number 9 he said moreover because the preacher was wise. Okay, the preacher was wise. Now os empakafon eni munyansa. First Kings Onyankopon ma Solomon nyansa bebre. Okay, yeah to aso.
Nyansa ni hunumu bebre pa ene akoma emutre.
Okay.
Se empoano anwa.
Okay. Continue.
Na Solomon enyansa do so sene epuye emenyina. Nyansa ene Misrim nyansa nyina.
Okay.
Na onim nyansa sene nipa nyina. Osene Esrahini Etan ene Heman ene Kalko.
Okay, let's 32.
Verse 32. Na obubu emme empemsa.
Osi obubu emme empemsa. Solomon emma about 3,000 proverbs. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse number 9 says that he pounded and sought out and set in order many proverbs. Okay, so this is a very clear evidence say the preacher Ecclesiastes can no is Solomon. Of course, never be able say Solomon, but there are some few critics about the author of the book. It's in as much as yes, we have to make it clear so that we know says when we are saying that Solomon is the author of the book now, very clear. There are a few things that we say Solomon and a sure and woman. Okay, and the book was said to be written in 940 BC. And Sana Yesu Christu Rebano in fear a hankono Edria 9. Okay, emuho ena omuchi okata no 940 BC is where the book was written. These are some few informations we got to know about the book. Now here to us no saying na Ecclesiastes no book na kasa etie. How is the book all about? We are going to see a lot of things in the book. The book of Ecclesiastes is a research book. Okay, when you go to university and you are about completing level 400, ade a obey no research obi a ye any week university and you invest no obi a ye now ade a obey say you get your research topic. Okay, we find it e bia na research project work man call for na obi ko topic kwa wonim na wa topic ama no we be say if na be so your research no so bia Ghana commercial bank. Okay, me say dem am topic mama topic ama no na my project am we imagine iska over anything. But the point is, when you are going to do a project work, okay, project worker, you will never be brave or obey. And I say, well, outside, send a project is here. Any can you get an introduction? You find your research area. Maybe I say, oh, your research, you know. After you be sound home, be you find research questions. Okay, if you are also here, open so here, project be a business to do about logistics. Ghana commercial banks. Bobu say some question. Okay, Ghana commercial bank. And my banner, if you are outsourcing, you ask yourself those questions. Find research questions. In the book of Ecclesiastes, there were a lot of questions. Obisa, our person finding out. Okay, in his research. So it's a research book. The field of research, baby, all your research, you know. And also, okay, once them. Yes, there were Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse number 16. It talks about the field of research.
Me de makoma me hwehwe ese me hunu nyansa. Na ma hwe obre adwuma a oye na asase so no.
So the research field, baby, and all your research, no, any senior who knows and addition in now, now let's take note. Almost everything in the book, no, we are going to read the book by taking God out. Okay, that is how the wise man studied. He studied life without God. It is the person who take book and say, you read the book, taking God out of your life. After reading the book, you will see so you're very miserable. Now, you do verse 12, and then you bring God in. No, so now you are full. That's how the book is all about. Beginning, no, we go for free about bonim. Now, you say, Nago ponima, nipa is miserable in life. But we do verse number 12, no, we bring God back in the equation. Then he said, now with God, you are full. It is the research, no, and the project, no, is it here. It was no assassin, so okay. In most of the things, no, can out is the name of course assassin, no, won't come. And now, I quite offer researcher, our main work. We gather information, okay. We gather information. Any near my person who if I say experiment. I didn't person me young one day. Me shessin city be akunya na person who the far akunya no. Now was study be a wa akunya no. Sana Solomon eye. It will idea Solomon eye. Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 27. Chapter 7 verse 27. 7 verse 27. Yeah.
She ye na mehuno. Osenkafo no na osie. Me fa no mako.
Okay.
Na mehunu adwempa.
Exactly. He said, here is what I have found, says the preacher, adding one thing to the other to find out the reason. Eti ofa asetemu niema yeye ofa we baako no afiri no ahwe sin city no odon conclusion no abefa we say no ahwe no afa no odon conclusion. So say I pick it one after the other. That's how he did his research. Okay, that's how he performed his observation and his experiment. And obema recommendation say na mehunu say na meye mehunu ye eti say na ka me pese ka mo no and the friend recommendation obi oye project work bia no be wia friend recommendation o sua be bi fa e bia eco bank ho ade a usua research a wo hu ye no wo se bia omu ye se a e be mo customers adoso nti obe ka che omo na the friend say o recommendation after we are ma conclusion eti Ecclesiastes o ma recommendation chapter 12 verse 1 to 12 na and o do chapter 12 verse 13 to 14 obe ma na asem ni na the tough bom the friend say conclusion It's a very interesting book. And then yes, that book no chapter 1 and you can watch them. Now you benya kind of verse by verse. Now I see you. Now you share some of the popular phrase in the book. After a cat and a babusiano. You were in some bakum you better shia pam. The no saber boy me at assembly. Okay. The aiding kind. You don't say all is vanity and gasping for the wind. Nina ya who dear any that you be shian pa. The word vanity, over King James Version now, it is found over 28 times in the book of Ecclesiastes. Chapter 1, you want to 5 times. Okay, I want to draw the premise. Chapter 1, you want to 5 times. Oh, the book of chapter 1 in the Ecclesiastes. And all the book about 28 times. Now, I can say vanity, I who they are. Greek word I try a hebel as a chair say vapor. Say oh no aduane into two na eba no. If I say a vapor, vanity. Say no dance into two na eba. Within some few minutes no unhu ade no ba yakaka any ho. If the case ade be a vanity ya who dia, it appears to have substance. But in few minutes no, it is there no more. As a unhu as I know suban bi. Okay, but few minutes na any ho bio. That's how Solomon sees life. Sasu mo hu enema ye hu no asase su nema ye ne abrabo an kasa na tie. He concluded say abrabo ye bonu wiase na is vanity. You hu say there's something we want. The person touching, we want to see it, we want to get it. Something that has substance. But in few times you see say any hope you. That's how Solomon conclude here. Say vanity upon vanity. Who die mo who die. Was en ka fond was here. So that is one of the key words I ever a cat anymore. Sakasa no, you kasa who do be above kasa be a bit way well say are they empty? She nim now minim sana mekaya abranti bia I think 1960 now or onya now we are very good athletes omo mutu mekani bi and omo waji a lot of awards or a lot of money and omo fair no say omema speech obenya want me kasa am kasa ade ya say I feel useless. I see some emptiness in me. What do some pen so bia ade a ope bia nsa ka ba ofri sa asset nsa kan bibi ba ono akasa want me hu adokra nsa kan ye the word vanity na say emptiness. Na usua buku no pa ade better say when God created man your nature na nyakopon boy yen no uja emptiness ho you can say emptiness I say oh ade bi say bottle we na kan so bibia any man feel ye sa emptiness no every time bia you dey say kebe hia bibia be feel the only thing about my feel your God apart from God nothing can feel eti enipa search ye koba ye peka ye peska ye no nsa ye pese dey say na man feel we say bit my feel that space of emptiness na nyame create onipa ni mu na but so mo search hu say no bibia wasa so bia ni why it me feel that emptiness no. It will conclude say adibi we are bia useless but I say it as yeah any eba be hu no book nim very very interesting. Okay the word vanity no emptiness, useless, futile, unfulfilling or meaningless that's the meaning of the word vanity. And kasa osai su gasping for the wind. Ohe picture da oya obi di na tie agu nsem sei na eguma na fa mefa wo ho ana ahokọ I think say that experiment no yeah we no desert so ona enfama fa kese wo stand tell me gu nsem na ogina wo si ya within some few times enfama and tell na any nsem na say ni nyina gasping for the wind enfama eho edeko nti sana Solomon eso hu enipa ya brabo ne nema na sase so they are all gasping for the wind. Okay now yenkwe the next phrase I be the book of Ecclesiastes under the sun and so be hu as say ewiase under the sun ewiase is another phrase I know so you ever call Bible hu e be hu 29 times in the book. Now Solomon refers to life apart from God as life under the sun. Eti okasafa abrabo a what wiase a life under the sun it means a life without God. Time ka say ye be suan book na ye be yi nyame afi abrabo ni mu ni afa wiase abrabo no class nyame nim sana Solomon a show near man, okay? About class I mean it offends a life under the sun. life from purely human perspective. That's how Solomon meant. Life from purely human perspective. Say nipa hu abrabọ no saa na etie. That's life under the sun. He also used the phrase under heaven for the same meaning. After you see kasa say we ase, okay, under heaven, and also at the chair this kasa corner. Now okay, research question. The big question of Solomon ebisa after the book no ye be yan no ne say Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse number 3 yen kan twi no.
Say mfaso ben na onipa enya nebre a obre wo wiase nyinam.
Okay, today is the very big question. Okay, this is a research question. The person why say who say there are a lot of activities going on in life. Nema be nipa eye was Isaiah tie ye binom okoba binom nam kwa ho to nsuo bu na binom kuni ade ekokoso saa. Those things na ye na asase su na ye koba na sanya no. At the end of the day, do we get something out of it? What you tell say? Like you be free mu. We are here to stay. Yeah, was I say be be was I say so. Ye koba ye ko school ye real school ye we nyina we be 90 years na ade no wu. Dey me be na asase su nyina in our time. Do we get something out of it? And as Solomon here say obehwe ho. To say what profit has a man of all his labor which he takes under the sun? Juma ye na asase su nyina no efa so be nya. So this is the research question. Okay, no na odi fi ase a oye say odi ebe sua ade no. Obi me de sua ade no. Eti yen share the message of Ecclesiastes. Say na enkomo ben na Ecclesiastes aseme na kata no ebe ka che yen. Aseme obe ka che ba ko say life apart from God is meaningless. Ade a ebe hu no wo mu no. Ababa ya po enka hu bia no. Faso bia ni so hwinim. It's just useless. It's futile. Bibia enim. All of man's pursuits and efforts are futile when God is excluded from the equation, or God is excluded from it. Adebe ben asase su bia nyame ni mu a eso eni mfaso bia. Now, after since the work of God cannot be touted, then it is only a life of service to Him that can impart value and purpose to our life. After since na upon nema why you are creating no, and that was asase no. The point means that man cannot change anything upon creating. You better ask your book with him, okay? When we start from the book of Ecclesiastes, even say now upon certain maybe to we are say any better try your best. Yeah, be way ba. Say person yes, son. Yet me the son. It is still there, and because of saying yet me share the nature. I then upon a bonus as you say you are creating it. Me won't share it. No, that means say yeah, koba. We will still need God in our life to be successful in life. Some of us now, we will be a cancer me. Person me kind of go from me the battery. Or say the purpose of the book seems to show that self-gratification and successful worldliness do not bring satisfaction to human heart. Life without a knowledge of God and fellowship with God is empty and meaningless. Man has a destiny which calls for cooperation with God in some worldly enterprise, and in this he finds abiding peace of soul. It's the watching now say kata reality okafa hunyan say ahunya de ne ma wa wasase su nyina no fa so bia ene so emani pa wasase so na enipa eye adebo bi a ye laki bibi wono ma ye ni e wo ya brabom saa ade no nyawopon ko ana ye de onko bata na ye nya ebetimi ama yetimi adimu na se ye be fulfilling ye ho betimi ba mfaso e wo abrabomu saa na kata no ebe ka fa ho afi ye read the style of writing saying na osikasa nipa na otwo ye Solomon yansani no ne nkasa ye mu ne niam se na osie di ne nkombo ebi ne mu ka e ka se ase Solomon ebe pu wiase o ye obi a se because of name and research away ye niti no who say there's no need to sleep the no what asase ko asase ko afa so bi ene so but yes na Solomon person watch here now the I never call say who say so now among for say Solomon was a complainer. I said obi a complaining about abrabo most of the time na bi no ka say sa book we ko no ta kan ko be mo ahia ni ana we wa be mo ahia ni because ka say that you become poor if you read the book because you start rejecting things in life, but that's not how the style of the book is about. Okay, and yes, I here. it is it is a contemplation of a man who has experienced everything that man could want to find meaning and satisfaction. Adia owe bia ono akasa watena asase so na adia e wo se kanipa nya bia wanya na no me kan bi efa akata yo say o kan history a sika na Solomon e wo no ewi aso bia nya bi he is so far the richest man in the world who has existed in the world only sekania watena asase so pen obi anto no. Okay, it's obi a better asase na de nipa benya bia wanya bi but still na we hu meaning bia e wom. That's our style of the book necessity. Elita so mon kasa yemu no na etesa. He firmly holds to the notion that the fear of God is man's strongest duty and the assurance of man's truest prosperity. It is Solomon be so mu den say Nyankopon so ene say den ho e beta Nyankopon. En Nyankopon mu nyansa eno nko anya ahonya de nipa behia na asase so. Because he has gotten everything. When you be biawi, obo say onya hwe eti enema a develop the style of writing. Now the last number said the writer does not despise the word itself and all of God's gifts in it. Rather, he insists that the greatest enjoyment of life comes within the limits of the fear of God. Eti enye Solomon prove yase and I say or prove yase japade enye san na kata na be kafa ho. Nemo nso mo be so say ni nyina Nyankopon ene de ma eti ye kan kata na bedu baabi no so mo be ka say why ye japade no nya didi nanom like use it ade a wonya no was so no one ka say use bi no ka say because God gave it Nyankopon ene de ma ye. Okay, eti no eno nya che say so mo na onpu wi ase ne japade wo mu say mempe sika mempe menye adwuma menye we there bi na mo na o che say sa ne ma no shouldn't be our priority in life. So that's the style of the book. Okay, eti yen che na ye be share asia kan kakra no. You read the outline. Okay, send the outline is it here. Eti edin kan no Paul Emma Solomon Emma introduction. Okay, that's the prologue of the book. And Obama vanity of all things. Okay, chapter 1 verse 12 to chapter 6. Ni nyina kasa fa sane ene ma hono kasa ofane ma nyina ma akoma no hwe sin sit here. It chapter 1 to chapter 6 no. Chapter 6 verse 12 no. E kasa fa ne ma akoma fa ekoso ababo mu sane sit here. Ene say so nifa so. And obeti chapter 7 to chapter 12. Obekasa fa nyansa sem ka ho. The words of wisdom. Nyansa ni pa be nya because Bible say na so mo a lot of wisdom. And that wisdom or the mind, it's in his book we know Obama a lot of wisdom. And the last chapter 12, verse number 8 to 14, Obama or the conclusion of the matter. In the same account here, it's we are not going to study it chapter by chapter. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. But say now the chapter 1 no 1 verse 1 to 11. Ekasafa obey additionality. Now the start now the choy when the kata ye try ye part of conclusion abeye beginning minim zamu ti ase a ase asem na wokan no ne to fambo mu no o de bi bedi kan etu ka chapter 1 verse 1 na e be mu say niema ohun ye nyina no e no de di asem no e kan. Okay, that's he started his premises with a concluding statement. And chapter 1 verse 12 to 2 chapter 2 to verse 23 ema ye observation niema o hwetini na kata no e ade a owura bia watena se na wa observe niema a ekoso wa asase so abrabo ekoso niema ye na asase so wa observe ni na to ka na wa maye instruction o kire se ade na me hu ye na se na ade na tie na se na metumfo afa ho saa na kata ne tie tie ka esua observation na ye sua ne ye kan the same the instruction na o de maye etie ntumika na ye nhya ase ye read the Ecclesiastes of the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse number 1.
David ba osenkafo di ni Jerusalem ho nsɛmdie ahudie mu ahudie osenkafo na ɔse ahudie mu ahudie ade nyinaa ye huhu.
Okay,
verse 4.
Okay, 80 chapter 1 verse 1 no. Okay, 80 there of or different access na make no ade a osua ye nyinaa no conclusion a wɔmaa ne sɛ eniema ekoso activities ekoso wa asase so niema ye pe nyinaa no it me enfele ye emptiness Nyankopon dia mayen no ema enipa ntimi ye for failing ida me che vanity na ase no say e ka say vanity a e ade be ye unfulfilling. Okay, ntimi enhye bibi ma ema ne ye etini pa bra boy say ye wo no ye wo hole bi wo ye mu a yes bottle we ahwe nim okay ade betima feel no bibia no wa asase so bi betima feel ama nipa feel sa feel ye fu eti bibia wa asase so bia no eye vanity kai sem ka say bibia ye sua bia no research area no asase so eti no all the things that we na asase so bia no wose ofa no maako nti ye koso bi unsa na ma ofa no maako a o study ye no hunu ye eti wose ni nyina na bia ntimi amfele enipa ye kra de wo ye mu a be ma ye hunu say we are ye so won fa so wa asase so it couldn't eti ye nto aso
mfaso ben ne onipa enya ne bra obre wo wi ase nyina mu
okay eti chapter verse 3 and oba be kire say asase so ayete a yekoba one day you will not exist anymore on earth but society no to ye ne a sane ma yenya na asase so no does it profit eso won fa so mama mo hweso bi yemfa ebi asase nam ya example on say so bi ya aban adwuma na okọ odi 60 years a yes okọ pension okay it okọ pension a itimi ma no ejapade ene ma bi na ya maniska eti ne life a o stay wa adwuma so stay wa adwuma for 30 years a saa de na edem ene ede ama no se eye emfaso a wanya ewo adwuma ne mu no eno no eti ye de ade we so ba in our life perspective ya bra bomu a when our work on earth is done se adwuma ye na saa zo nyina ye wi a na ye wu ni eda ho no mo a de ni benya what profit ni benya de ni benya nothing anawewa yes nothing eti eka ordinarily no eka obi bibia ade bia baby I don't know you expect something out of it after when the APR won't obi akọ adwuma e dey obi benya sika cash in bottom beboa it is what you got from what you did for the day but the question is when it comes to our the whole life perspective ya bra bomu nyina think about it say I don't know the day no who told us here dey na obenya wa asase so nothing. And the man nipa na okasa asem eyobia he got a lot of possessions and he saying say faso ben na ibenya ewo ade a ye no nema ye na asase so nyina we got nothing out of it ye nto aso
I want to aso eko na I want to aso aba na asase de etim hoda
okay
owia pie na owia koto na ye ntem ko nafa a efi epie ho enframa kwa na afofam na edane ba atifi fam
ye can see verse 8 no
ede adadane na yeko na ede adadane enso de mframa no enam esan eba ensubonti nyina esene ekopum na enso epo enyema fa kwansubonten no enenam eko no eho a na esan ekobie ensem nyina ye obrenko a obia entumi nka enhwe emmi endiwa na etie enso enye asoma
okay enti aha na oba be kire ade Nyankopon aye ankasa God has done something ewa asase so a there's nothing man can change bibia wanyi pa be besesa no Nyankopon create enipa ene ne ma was as a transitory okay ekoba sa etiedi kind of fire nipa say I want to atoasoko I want to atoaso generation go generation come so when it comes to ye nipa ye ne o hebe ka ne ani ho bi na another one aba be fele meboa saa ne wiase no kosa and what I say ba asase de timoda that's an advantage asase ewo over man that's how God has made it eti God created us from the dust and bobo ye free asase mu but ye we pass through the earth and generation comes like that that's the rotational system of enipa but I say who are you another generation will come it goes cyclonic like that and also be far and farmer so the same thing and and farmer no it God has created a natural system man cannot alter it in no way ni point me and so far as I exist no adebe no was asase so a ebetimi afofele yen it was say okay verse number 8 all things are full of labor man cannot express it the eye is not satisfied with seeing nor the ear filled with hearing enti nipa echesi ade na opo aya rotation no like ekoba saa no because of that, you know, every day we are perceive who be different, but still now we are not for sure. We can't see anything different. And you perceive you idea for, but still we cannot hear anything because now upon I reason say a rotation, a kind of say why am a transitory, yeah, a call a basta. You say a soon not to go pumu, Nancy Punyama, Sir, a pocona, a sound surprise, and soon na. And a natural phenomenon, idea when I upon I ediatonoma, and if I intimate and son of a she. It's chapter 1, verse number 4 to 8. No, and I bet you I didn't upon I was so they got how God has made the world. Why in such a way said, it depends me or tabi bia. It will feel one and I bet you and Yama nipa air search, your wisdom air search, now you find it true, and Yama upon I. Now, Oshe Usian de ye pa science, I don't come in now. They work around all these natural phenomena. Never now upon a shashato and a science and so ADHD. But your copa still we are not able to generate anything. It is for the beautiful biama. Okay, it's Ecclesiastes back once and say, be beautiful biama, and we prove, say beautiful biama so my, and nothing new will come. Be beautiful paper. That's how Ecclesiastes explaining here. But we enter us on verse number 9.
A dear any diaba, any diababa. Na ɛdeɛn ɛne deɛ wayɛ ɛne deɛ ɔbɛyɛ.
Okay.
Na adeɛ fufuo biara ni hɔ wiase.
Okay. Eti wɔde ka kyerɛ sɛ Onyankopɔn asɛte na no enipa ɛne nneɛma a ɛwɔ asase so nyinaa no on transition a natural phenomenon. Enipa kɔ a na enipa aba saa nsuo nso saa na teɛ mframa nso saa na teɛ. Eti because of that no. At the fufuo there's nothing new. Enipa ebetimi edi abasa asase so. Yen but connect side na enhwade. Okay. Eti enipa e bomodin say we will bring something new in this world. But everything depends on the old realities. Ade bia enipa ye pese e de beba asase fufuo bia no. Ni nyina ejina you can realities are sending out upon AC aye abrabono. On say okay in chapter 1 verse 4 to 8 now. And near maybe a was as in our point biano. You can't say sequence are so. Tama you see science kakrano. You can't live in tina idea I won't qua. You say it's me kasa oh so it's me home me boa. And auntie and you can't say ewo any sign of money now. Ade bi any part be asase so bia is either it falls within all these natural realities. There's nothing different. Science, technology, and be bia ebetimi dia ba now follow the same phenomenon. Na yen hwe ade wa ha. In the early centuries no, ekwan na nipa fa so transporting ye two kwan. No mu iso aponko. Ene sa emboa no, meboa. Ewiase kwan anim kakra na ena umusa say ya the car beba na mo hwe mfoni ya car na enipa atitimu ni yo say na let here. Okay, now Saudi Arabia eba no, it is nothing new because it still follows the same old realities of transportation and amewa yet be bia sign depend for different thing bia mai. Now the next thing in the early 60s cars and nipa use ni and also follow the same means of transportation na and the cars are used to Tesla. At the end of the day, then the Tesla then transportation. So everything any air try said baby no, it follows the old realities. Technology. Okay. Technology follows the old realities of communication and information retrieval. Ekwan fa so edi nkomo ene kwan fa so emanipa ehu enya information just digital. But if we are studying nyina no na enipa enya information and communication. Okay, eti osankafo say bibia ni ho a aba wiase a different from the natural realities and our create ato one mama nipa. And there's nothing to come. Bibia ni wa ye new a ebeba asase so. Now yento aso verse number 10. Okay.
Verse 10. Asemi wo ho a o kan se hwe. It was say assembly one I can't say really for there's nothing like that. tetenche de bra edi enanim no nso ene bae.
Okay, it was everything ade bia ye nim ye kan ho asem say car buy the transport. These things has existed. E kwani pa for transport, there are a lot of ways. It's just another means the generation has found out. Ye follow the realities. E kwan I want to atwaso a ewo mu no. Ye hu a ye fa so a ye de be ye saa ne man na nyawopo akreti ama enipa e wa asase so there's nothing new ebe exist on this way. Everything ababia they are based on the natural realities onyawopo akreti ato same as a mobile phones are you use. Okay, same as a mobile phones are you use. I know the most important mobile phone the man say ebetimi anya communication any bi no be kasa e wo phone so. Okay, kaneno na Nokia 3310 de ka ho nyina no. All the new ones was based on the fact that there's nothing new under the sun. Now, you want to ask verse number 11. Okay, and now verse 7 say, there's no remembrance for the old. Why planet ma okay nana ebi ana mame e kwa ofa so bo na brabo. Obi ankai. Eti on say verse number 1 no, you can verse 4 no eba no. Na o che generation goes, generation comes. Eti enipa eni enkaye wa asase so. Ade asetan na ye ba beta asase so no. When we live on this earth for actually some few years no, enipa enkai will be. Nobody will remember you. Now, some of who say because of that no. What importance and nipa e war on this earth? Then nipa yeah value e was as so because nipa free as so in few days, in few time na yen kai will be me sure say mon fan cham ye mu bi wono ma bia ya wo fo afiri mu ye nua bi afiri mu but as time goes on you will not remember the person anymore and you just live your life and you go. The next generation will come and the people will not be remembered again. That's how the life is all about. It's or say there's no remembrance for the old things. But we enter also.
Verse 12. Na osenkafo midi Israel so ene Jerusalem.
Okay.
Na mede makoma me se mede nyansa mebisa na mahwehwe nneoma a ewo no osoro ase nyinam. Ohaw ne bone ye Onyankopon de ato nipa maso se wo mehunu no ene no.
Okay. Eti ana obesi in the research na say the obey nie. Why na ohun say how born be that as I see so now for that 20 maso. The question is now for the how born be 20 paso. English say I the preacher was a king over this real Israel in Jerusalem, and I set my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all that is done under heaven. This burdensome task God has given to the Son of Man, by which they may be exercised. I didn't know for how born out to Nipaso. We wait to my answer. I didn't know for how born out to Nipaso. Oh, we are to me why. Okay, they tell you. Now, we for how born into Nipaso. Okay, but. Nyagopon abo ni wiase ena wa set up the realities yente ni yepa Nyagopon abo ni wiase ena wode kwan a enema emfa so enye ato wo se asase no entim wo saa nipa mla ye nko ye wo ebesi ye wasase nim new generation will come ena o kan verse 4 e de ba no afo se epon so no ensuo kogum na ensuo no ekoba saa epon so enye mada wose mfama so bekọ abo ebebo atwa ho ebekọ atifia na afọ apue saa na akọ ewia so bekọ na ababeda be tanya opon aye no ade boy an opon boy bia no emu bia ni wa a concern say ye be finance animal no out apart from humans and enipa so timi nti ade na seda eti ye bekọ saa na ebesi achi because God has created a thing in you can say synchronic as san nyamaya nipa eti ayese ever say wa dey born mo enwan ko ba say so ho na me pese me hu ade ba bi e free ban ba bi ayeko me so me kwa me fura am eden me so me kwa basa Nothing will change, nothing new will come. Sana then we sana meboa. And that is how God has made the world. And nothing na enipa ye koba sana we achieve nothing. Because God has set up the realities. It is every adibe nipa be ebe twice a be biano. It still follows the old realities and upon aye. Transportation, communication, information. Sanya mani nyina see ye di ye no sanya upon aye no. Eti so obi say me di for aba. I don't know no I dey naturally ya upon create natural flow eno amu ne dey afri aba ana meboa. Are we getting it? Cars are air by new Tesla materials and creative was as day. So we are not bringing anything new to the world. We are not achieving anything. And I point the how born out to Nipaso. But God has created a system. All the creation and more any only humans care about finding out why, and we cannot find out, and we still want to do. Every generation will do, we will still do, and we will bring nothing out of it. It's not say, be anywhere, Abba. I because I deal with a be mad, I begin na honor. Eti, and no so monso, yes, or be so monso, and I just say, Sir, how born now for the 2 pass when you pay also so because I would do about Bonu baby, no. Also, ever try say, or be finding out, I was so so also okoya no be seen the chi. So must say, Bibia any day, anyhow. There's nothing like that. Bibia anyhow. There's nothing that can fulfill man's soul. Very interesting. But you to ask kakra. You go verse number 14. You chapter 1 we na Nyankopon adoma. Ya beto ase be no ayesonre. Verse 14.
Mihunu nyuma ewo no ewo wi ase nyina na hwe. Ni nyina ye huhu de ene dadwen hu no. De achia no untimi ntene. Na de atiaka mu no so untimi nkan.
Verse number 7.
Verse 15.
Okay, Eti obere say afi ni pasi ye follow. Say ebia ade we anye ebe ni ye, but how Nyankopon creating ne ma no o say the atia no binti mintine. What is crooked can never be made straight, and what is lacking can never be numbered. The Nyankopon ye bia ni wono ma ni perfect man no. Yen kan verse chapter 7 verse number 13.
Chapter 7 verse 13. Hwe Onyankopon ene yo na hwan na obetumi atene de ono achia no.
That also
Dapemu nyakomapa.
Okay. Also, consider the words of God. For who can make straight what he has made crooked? Okay, exactly. 80. Chapter verse number 15 says, "Which is now obeying in ye." Now, what how born out to Nipaso? And it said, "Dear, actually, that is obedient. That means man cannot do anything about creation." You see, book obi also one Nyankopon no. So what sounds no book now was said that day na for God, because everything as so is real, a reality of life. 80 verse 1, chapter 1 verse 4 how God has created these things. Okay, how he has made the things transitional, and man cannot do anything about it. It is there. You will follow, you will go and come back. Whatever you will bring are things that have existed before. So man cannot do anything about it. So and that's why Solomon set out to search. And as Solomon say, "Obe try now, obe find out." Here can verse number 16 to 18. Family.
Mene makuma ekasa se me de hwe. Mama mi nyansa aso aye bebre. Esene wona odi manim Jerusalem nyina.
Okay.
Na makuma ehunu nyansa ni nimde edoso.
Okay. Please take note. As I say, Bibia Yesu bia Solomon ade o kan wasem bia no asase so ade. Eti nyansa bi won o kan wasem na asase so nyansa. E na nimde asase so nimde. So Solomon say, you are seeing what is going on in the world. When you make us so, but opposite of finding out a lot of things. Eti omani nyansa ebedo so sinipe was asubia. And omani nim the knowledge, education ebedo so, because he want to use it to find out and make us was so na yento aso.
Na me de makoma me hwehwe ese me hunu nyansa. Na be hunu adam mone nkwase asem. Na nso me hunu se ye nyina so ye dadwene hunu. Na nyansa dodo mu ewo ha hodo. Na de otia nimde no etia areho.
Eshake wa didin da. Eti de so mo be kan we or chapter 1 say. When you try to find out wisdom, get a lot of wisdom. Obunu say, the more we seek for wisdom, the more misery we become. Mama mo hweso ba ko. Opa fa phone se si a on. Na e wa say you have some symptoms like ya dey be symptoms. Try to search out Okay, so who ya there I don't know something now about person find out any medical site be search. Now when you try to seek out more knowledge and more information, the more grievous you become. I said, you get it? You are coming to die. I didn't say that here. So when man seek to find more knowledge, the more miserable you become in life. It was say nyansando do mu nyina bedane awerho nko. And that is why those who seek to find a lot of knowledge in science, no, I don't they don't see anything in life. Like they become miserable because they conclude that there is no God. Me was short video be am best yeshe. Owe be a friend Mike Tyson. Say nya enim no. We are saying he's the number one about boxer now. He's one of the greatest boxers in the world. He has gotten a lot of titles award baby. Now, they be na omuye say obi echo the fee. Now, the title bets in the good table so. Now, we need to Mike Tyson question. Now, you share 90 as some Mike Tyson ekaye. Audio no ever.
This is history here. You're history.
This is garbage. I can say, hey, I bled for garbage.
So this is meaningless.
No, at one time it meant a lot. When you're just a young kid, this is everything to you. But then you realize your priorities change. And you just want your children to be happy and do nice things. And that makes you happy. This is nothing. This is just nothing, man.
Okay, Emma, you should match there now. All kind of. Okay. 80. Owa ne busa no say na titles baby ba wonya nyina. E no ka say they are garbage. O say nyina are garbage. O say yemura. E na owa ne busa no say are you serious? Are you telling me that these are garbage? O say when I was young I fancied these things, but this time I don't have any pleasure for it anymore. O say ba no young na no box me na like e idea is na so na up, but I know the day no hu bibia e wo. The truth of life, the truth.
Look at this stuff. This is history here. You're history.
This is garbage. I can say, hey, I bled for garbage.
This is history here. So this is meaningless.
No, at one time it meant a lot. When you're just a young kid, this is everything to you. But then you realize your priorities change. And you just want your children to be happy and do nice things. And that makes you happy. This is nothing. This is just nothing, man.
You see, he's very sincere with what he's saying. Well, see, time I know young, it was everything to him. The life I know open now. But
look at this stuff. This is history here. You're history.
Okay,
this is garbage.
It doesn't mean anything. A super life boss back one. Or your business in the castle, crown ambassador. And no, who is Kapa? Now a man award be. One time, then an award, no awkward stage, awkward stage, Cassia, Obi at me 4-star stage, no quad award nearby. We send you call Dubai by number visit, Nifi, me call that is your. I have a quarter and I'm sure owner. That's not we know some Charlie. Yeah, it's just there, nothing. It's you quote chapter 2 now, but maybe I say, you see, be bien wa a fulfilling in life. I didn't nipa a ben me a crowd. My Tyson in his prime. Now I did was it was everything to him. Be we are saying no. What do life mu baby a sadie we say no, it's nothing to him. As soon as Fasobia a money beam, he's looking for another thing. But then there's nothing else to find. But what you say, 18 Solomon say, Nyankopon say you as nipa say ya. You be the chile say don't the day most be bien was a find. It is only God that we have to find. You need be bi or hono. Enti Ebesia say obi e wo Asemisa chapter 1 na e dey won komo no begusa. Ye be na twam pinti. Question kakra bi. Obi was Asemisa bi wo hono ma na nka to so bia. Okay, Mr. Odo.
Look at this stuff. This is history here.
Yes, Solomon. You're
history.
This is garbage. I say I bled for garbage.
So this is meaningless.
No, at one time it meant a lot. When you're just
I'm fan for so be a ma. The Obenian was I see you be a brain in our old prayer here for. There's who you know we are, between me and our side at Damo.